Most startups don't fail because they are bad. They don't fail because the founders are lazy, or because the code is buggy, or even because the marketing is weak. They fail because nobody wanted what they built in the first place. Think about that for a second. You spend 6 months in your garage or your home office. You pour your life savings into a polished product. You finally hit the launch button, and then silence. Just the sound of digital crickets. This is the traditional way of building a business. Build for months, launch with a prayer, and then flop when the market ignores you. But there is a better way. It is called the lean startup method. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how to test any business idea in just 7 days without quitting your job or wasting a single dollar on useless features. You are going to learn how to stop guessing and start winning. The world has changed in 2026. Why is it harder to start a business today than it was just a few years ago? It is because of 3 things: AI saturation, low attention spans, and copycats. In 2026, anyone can use AI to build a website or generate content in seconds. This means the market is flooded with noise. Customers are busier than ever. Their attention spans have shrunk to mere seconds, and if you have a good idea, a dozen copycats will appear overnight. In this environment, the old myth that more features lead to a better product is officially dead. More features usually just mean more confusion. Speed beats perfection every single time. Learning what your customer actually wants beats guessing every single day of the week. This is why the lean startup method is no longer just an option. It is your only hope for survival in a crowded digital economy. So what does lean startup really mean in plain English? Many people get this wrong. They think lean means being cheap or being lazy or having no plan at all. That is a mistake. Lean is not about the size of your bank account. It is about the elimination of waste, specifically the waste of time and effort. The core definition is simple: build less, learn faster, and waste nothing. We are shifting your entire mindset from asking, will this work, to asking, what is the fastest way to find out if this works? You are moving away from being a visionary who predicts the future and becoming a scientist who tests reality. You don't need a 100-page business plan. You need an experiment. To understand the system, we have to look at the 3 core pillars of the framework. Pillar number 1 is the build, measure, learn loop. This is the heartbeat of your business. You build the smallest possible version of an idea. You measure how real people interact with it, and you learn whether to keep going or change direction. You want to go through this loop as fast as possible. The company that completes the most loops wins. Pillar number 2 is the minimum viable product, or the MVP. In 2026, an MVP isn't a crappy, broken version of your vision. It is the fastest experiment you can run to test a specific assumption. It could be a simple landing page, a demo video, a waitlist, or even a no-code app. The goal of the MVP is not to make money yet, it is to gather data. Pillar number 3 is validated learning. This is the only kind of progress that matters. Real validation isn't your mom saying she likes your idea. Real validation is signups, pre-orders, and actual usage data. If people aren't clicking, you aren't learning. Now, let's get practical. How do you actually use the lean startup method in your real life right now? Step 1, start with a problem, not an idea. Most people fall in love with their solution, but you need to fall in love with the problem. Pain is always a better seller than passion. If you find a group of people who are frustrated by something, you have a business. Step 2, turn that problem into a testable hypothesis. Don't just say, I want to build a fitness app. Instead say, I believe busy accountants have back pain and will pay $20 for a 5-minute daily stretching routine. That is a sentence you can actually test. Step 3 is where you build the smallest possible test. In 2026, you have incredible tools at your fingertips. You can use AI landing page builders to create a site in 10 minutes. You can use Stripe to set up pre-orders before you even have a product. You can use Gumroad to sell a PDF version of your idea. The rule here is speed. If it takes you more than a few days to set up your first test, you're overcomplicating it. Step 4, launch, measure, and decide. Send some traffic to your test. Look at the numbers. Are people clicking buy? Are they giving you their email addresses? If the answer is no, you don't keep building. You stop and figure out why. This brings us to the most misunderstood part of the whole process, the pivot. pivot. A pivot is not a failure. It is a structured change in strategy to test a new hypothesis about your product or your market. Think of it like a GPS. If you hit a road closure, the GPS doesn't tell you to give up and go home. It reroutes you toward the same destination. There are different types of pivots. A customer pivot is when you realize your product is good, but you are selling it to the wrong person. A feature pivot is when you realize one small part of your app is what everyone actually uses, so you ditch everything else and focus on that. A pricing pivot is when you realize the value is there, but the way you are charging for it is wrong. Pivoting is a win because it means you didn't spend 3 years building something that nobody wanted. Even with this framework, people in 2026 still make massive mistakes. The biggest one is asking friends and family for feedback. Your friends will lie to you because they love you. They will tell you your idea is great, but they won't pull out their wallets. Only trust data from strangers. The second mistake is overbuilding with AI. Just because an AI can write 10,000 lines of code for you doesn't mean it should. Every line of code is something you have to maintain and something that might confuse your user. Keep it simple. The third mistake is chasing vanity metrics. Likes on social media and good job comments don't pay the bills. Focus on conversion rates and retention. Finally, don't assume one test is enough. The lean startup method is a loop, not a straight line. You have to keep testing even after you find success. Let's look at a real-world example to see how this works in action. Imagine someone wants to start an AI-powered meal planning service for vegan athletes. The traditional way would be to hire developers, spend $20,000 on an app, and launch it 6 months later. The lean way is different. On day one, our founder creates a simple landing page that says, "Get a custom AI-generated vegan meal plan for your specific sport, $10 a week." They don't have the AI yet. They don't even have an app. They just have a buy now button. They run $50 worth of targeted ads to vegan athlete groups. If 5 people click buy, they have validation. They can then manually create those first 5 meal plans to see if the customers are happy. If nobody clicks, they haven't lost $20,000. They've only lost $50 in one afternoon. They can pivot the next day to a different niche, like keto for busy parents, and try again. This is how you win in 2026. The choice is clear when comparing the lean startup method against traditional business models. Traditional business is risky, expensive, and slow. It requires future prediction, which is nearly impossible now. Low risk, low cost, high speed are lean startup principles. Your ability to observe the present matters. Traditional businesses ask, how do we build this? Should we create this? Asks lean startup. Which path sounds safer now? The one where you guess your future or establish your worth before you start. The lean startup method is about learning before losing. It safeguards your most valuable assets, time and energy. Entrepreneurship in 2026 doesn't require a large team or funding. You merely need discipline to test assumptions. This is your 7-day challenge. Take one issue from this week, create a solution hypothesis, make one small test, a landing page, video, or forum post. Choose a success statistic like 5 email signups or 1 pre-order. Take the test and see. Failure teaches you something. You start a business if you succeed. The world moves fast and the tools are available. Only stopping building in the dark and testing in the light remains. A detailed lean startup checklist for 2026 tools and markets is available. Start your first loop today.